All right, taking a look here at Harrison in the upper left. Here's Aaron, and the bottom left is Adrian Gonzalez, who's now with the Red Sox, and this is Mark McGonigal, who's with the Mets and the Mariners. Um, as I look at a swing, I look at three primary areas: what the back leg is doing to really control the footwork. What the back arm is doing, as it's controlling the throw of the bat head at the ball. That top hand is really in control of what the barrel does. So, the back leg, the back arm, including the hand, and then the front side is the third area, and there we're looking for a strong, stable front side to hit behind. Okay, so those three areas: back leg, back arm, and front side, as the swing progresses. Okay, before we get to that, we kind of want to look at, how we're setting up. This was their first day. This was Harrison and Aaron's first day in. Okay, so we really hadn't gone over anything at this point. The first thing that we had them do was, again, set up feet, knees, and waist. Those three areas. Feet straight ahead, knees bent, one click, knees stay inside of feet the whole time, one click at the waist. Okay, and that really sets up the lower half. With the upper half, if you look at Mark here, we really want that top hand just in a punching position at the shoulder, and then just attach the bottom arm to it. So Mark, has got a really nice setup here. I think we've got both the boys in a good starting position right now, the way they're getting set up. Okay, feet, knees, and waist, and right hand in punching position. They weren't too bad here on the first day, really, in terms of, we really want those toes working straight ahead, one click at the knees, one click at the waist. weren't too bad there. Okay, one area of concern was, how they're getting started. They've got this bat, in a flat position behind them, which is going to lengthen the swing and also simply make the bat heavier. We really want to start with that, as we begin our swing, that bat right above the hands keeps it lighter, and we're going to keep that top hand, at the shoulder and throw from that position there. So, we really adjusted these starting positions, how the hands are really held high and the bat flat. We really brought the hands down lower. Just started in a punching position right here. Keep the barrel above the hands. Okay, let's start first with the back leg, and really the back leg has two purposes. As you look at our professionals there, when the foot comes off the ground, the back leg is loaded, okay, and then as that back leg unloads, it basically puts the foot back down. So the back leg does two things: we load the back leg, and then we unload it by pressing sideways or laterally into the front side. So it's a simple, load, unload, or, like we use our counting sequence, simple 1, 2, and then 3 is simply the finish of the swing. Okay, but the back leg, another cadence we use is back, attack. Okay, and thinking in terms of what the back leg is doing. Okay, we feel our weight go back, and then we press sideways to attack. So simple back and attack, or 1, 2. Okay. If you look down here at Aaron first, again, he was taught, to kind of get his foot down early. Okay, first of all, he's kind of shuffling the back foot, and then he does set it. He takes a false stride there. You see Aaron taking a false stride, and that's what they want. They want you to take a false stride, come to a pause, and then get the body around by spinning your back leg. Well, what you'll see, and you see this a lot, especially in younger hitters, is they'll double step. In other words, they'll take the false step that their instructors are telling them to do, this move, and then they'll step again because their body's telling them, I can't create any energy here, flat-footed. Just like when you throw, you need that stride to create energy when you throw. So what'll happen is, like I say, they'll do what their instructor wants them to do. Get the foot down early and pause. But then, in order to generate energy, they're going to take that step because it helps them load and then unload that back leg. And so that's what Aaron was doing. And so what we worked on there was, number one, we eliminated the back foot movement. Okay, and we just want to feel the, as the back leg loads, if you look at our professionals, that's going to pull the foot up. Okay, and then as it unloads, it's going to put it down. It's just a simple 1-2 sequence. It allows us to use our back leg, and that's really all it is. If we look at Harrison there, Harrison was kind of, just taking a small step, but it really wasn't productive. You can see once, his heel's down and his back leg really hasn't, really didn't fire there. The heel's down at, about this point, and, he's still, if we put scales under his feet here, it'd probably still be at 50-50. When the heel drops in our professionals, sometimes this can be a little hard to see, but when the heel drops there, and you can see them as they're off the backside well before contact. But when the heel drops here, that back leg is fired. If we had scales under the feet here, we'd have a much higher reading underneath this front foot than we would the back foot at this point. We see the same thing in the laboratory with force plates. But you can see Harrison there is kind of setting down. He just kind of sets the foot down, and the back leg doesn't really fire there. Okay, and again, what we want, what we've been working on, and they're better at it now, is the ability to load and unload a simple 1-2 using that back leg to drive weight into and against the front side. Okay, and after really looking at the back leg, we want to take a look at that front side. And really what we want is when that heel drops, we want a strong, stable front side to hit against. And really the front side should land the same way it starts, meaning, we start, if you look at Mark here, we start square with the front foot, knee is square and bent, hip is square, shoulder is square. The back leg is going to load and unload, 1-2. And when we land, we're still square on that front side. The only difference we'll see is we'll start to see a little bit of tilt, here at the front hip. Okay, this is going to kind of tilt the torso back a bit. And it's going to create these nice leveraged angles that is going to, allow us to get off of the back side, but then still hit leverage behind the front side. And that's where we want to be. Okay, so if we take a look at the boys here, when they land, both of the boys' front feet, Harrison's and Aaron's, kind of begin to turn open. Aaron has a little bit of a, he kind of starts closed off here with the foot, and then the foot tends to kind of to bail open just a little bit. Okay, the knee really turns open there, and we get a little bit too much flopping out of the front foot. There's a little bit of opening going on here. As you can see Harrison landing there, you can see how much more open he is, as opposed to what our professionals are doing. So we really just want to stay closed and behind that front side. Then as we bring it forward, you see the boys, they don't create much tilt at their front side, and we see a lot more turning in the shoulders as opposed to this tilted action at the shoulders, which is what we want to see, whereas their shoulders stay pretty flat, flat straight across, and that hurts their ability to create leverage behind that front side. You can see how flat theirs are in comparison. Okay, so what we want to feel as we land is we don't want to feel the shoulders turning. We want to feel them tilting, but the tilt happens at the front hip joint here to keep the shoulders back. Okay, so very simply, through this 1-2 phase, really the only thing we want working is this back leg pressing sideways. Everything else we want to maintain in the same position there.